Christy Ring, one of the greats. Christy, how'd you feel about that? Christy, what did you feel like being a selector watching that final?
Not bad at all. That's what we're there for. We sorted it out anyway.
Well,
from the very minute he died, we knew that Christy was an awful loss to us. Christy would, you see, if there was any danger of being beaten in any match, Christy would know what was going wrong. He'd understand why the thing was going badly, and he'd know what to do about it.
Some old men said it was even bigger than the funerals of Terence McSweeney and Tomas McCurtain during the Troubles. The coffin was draped in the colours of Glen Rovers and the GAA, and it took over 3 hours for the cortege to make the 20-mile journey from Cork City to Christy Ring's native parish of Cloyne.
As long as young men will match their hurling skills against each other on Ireland's green fields, as long as young boys swing their commands for the sheer thrill of the feel and the tingle in their fingers of the impact of ash on leather, as long as hurling is played, the story of Christy Ring will be told, and that will be forever.
He always played with a very heavy hurler. Look at the way he used it, as if it was matchwood, because of his strength.
He was a once-off, you could compare him with Pele in the soccer or whatever, you pick the best of any other game, Ring was there with them.
Jim Barry and Christy comes in, you see, the table, and Jesus Christy, I says, you know what, I said, we'll have to shoot you. And Jesus Mickey says, sure, you tried everything else, he said.
In 1954, when we were playing against Leinster, the attendance that day was over 49,000 people. And I have to mention it, of course, that when Ring retired, it went down to 600.
Ring had great interest in schooling and education and all that. And any time you're travelling, he'd spend his time inquiring about courses and so on, what fellas should be doing and what they should be going on to.
You'll be listening to me Holler here, commentating and the game, and Cork are behind by 3 or 4 points. You'll be saying, that's okay, Christy Ring is going to get the ball, he's going to bang in 2 or 3 goals,
When I was a young lad growing up and as a player then, he was everything that epitomised Cork hurling, and he was the one instantly recognisable figure over a period of 30 years for Cork people.
There was a sort of a non-belief that the man could dive, and that's the awe he was held in. Like, my God, we expected Christy to be around forever, really,
Christy Ring would have won more because he was a beautiful hurler. And, I mean, everybody, they all went out to try and stop him instead of hurling him. So I'd say that John wouldn't have won, but I'm not running down John now. He was a fine man, a fine hurler, lovely hurler. But the type of hurling today would suit the likes of Ring, with his skill.
John Horgan was captain that year, and he got badly split during the match. And I remember stitching him up afterwards, and we all knew in the dressing room this was the end of the road for the team as such. I remember he was crying as I was stitching him, I was crying, the whole dressing room was crying. It was a very emotional occasion.
If you win, everybody's a hero, and you've planned this and planned that. But when you lose, then you learn more in the game. So.